Welcome back to Pain Law. I'm Mo Ivory and I'm joined by attorney Richard Griffin. And we've been talking about workers' compensation claims, and that simply means you've gotten hurt on the job. We talked about giving notice and how important it is to do that timely within 30 days. And then about contacting an attorney to help you with your treatments, to make sure that you see the right doctors, and to make sure that you get the income that you deserve while you are hurt. But I know that you're wondering about, what about a settlement? How much is my case going to be worth, and how quickly can I get that money into my hands? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. How quickly can someone start talking about their settlement when they've been hurt on the job?
Well, you can talk about it from the very beginning, and that's important to do. I mean, knowing what your case is likely to be worth is something you're going to want to know. If it's really early in the case, then it may be too early to try to settle. At the very beginning, a lot of times they're just trying to identify the problems. They're trying to get it diagnosed. They may take you off work. You start being told, hey, the conservative care didn't work. I need to have injections and surgery. Those are the things that are going to take place early on. If you try to settle then, they may not pay much. If it's further along, and sometimes we get a phone call and it is further along. We had a nurse call once and she was ready to end the case. She'd had the surgery and she said, look, I need this thing settled immediately. Well, within 2 weeks of hiring us, we were able to get her a $25,000 recovery, which the case was winding down. That was a great recovery with the facts of that case. Every case is different. The value is different based on the exposures they have. If you have a case that has serious injuries that's going to have you out of work for a long, long time, you're going to have a huge value there. If you have medical expenses that are going to continue to require treatment for a long, long time, there's a lot of exposure there. If you have a permanent loss of use of your body, those are the things that give you value.
I want you to really pay attention to this next video. This is a testimonial that will really touch you, and it will also give you a real understanding of why you have to pick up the phone and call an attorney.
The Griffin Law Firm was able to deal with the workman's comp company. We're getting our mileage reimbursement, so mama don't have to pull money from the water or the power or the food bill and then us not get it in 6 to 8 months, and then that shorts you. Then every month you go, you keep getting behind, you keep getting behind, you keep getting behind. Before you know it, you're so far behind in your bills that you're getting stuff cut off, you're getting stuff repossessed, anything of value. I was an avid hunter. I couldn't hunt anymore. Anything of electronics, TV, VCR, laptops, iPods, gaming system was either sold or pawned with the other lawyer just to make ends meet so that we would have the money for the lights, the power, the utilities. And by contacting the Griffin Law Firm, all that stopped. The medicine was paid, the mileage was reimbursed, we had our weekly checks. And in less than 30 days, the other old lawyer in Bremen took them on right at 3 years, couldn't get a settlement, couldn't get us paid, couldn't get nothing done. The Griffin Law Firm in less than 30 days got us our checks, got us all the money we were owed, even the back money that we were owed, and got us a settlement. Gave me, my wife, and our kids our life back. I can't stress that enough.
You don't want to have to sell your kids gaming systems, pictures on the walls, important memorabilia that you have in your house. You have to sell it to pay for the wrong attorney? If you call 877 Pain Law, guess how much you'll spend? Zero. Nothing. Because it's free to call. They only recover if you recover. And guess what? When you call, you're going to recover more than you ever would have if you decided not to call. That's why you have to call. Workers' compensation claims are all about being hurt on the job, which means you can't work. So you need to get that income, you need to recover. And hiring an attorney means bigger, higher recoveries. That's what it means.
Right. And hiring the right attorney makes all the difference. That gentleman, he was such a nice man. He had been through so much. I mean, he was injured at a gas station when there was a robbery. So his life changed. He had a brain injury. He was going through a lot. You know, we were able to take a case where he had given up. I mean, the other attorney had had it for almost 3 years.
And couldn't do anything.
Couldn't get the back benefits, couldn't get the mileage, and couldn't get the settlement. You know, it made us feel so good to help him. And we were able to get him a settlement that was able to get he and his family his life back.
When he was referring to his mama, how many of us don't just feel exactly like that, right? Yeah. Worried about if we're taking care of an older family member, or if we just have our kids that we need to put food on the table. Hiring the right attorney, hiring Payne Law and attorney Richard Griffin will help get rid of those problems immediately. Or how about just never have the problems from the beginning? Because as soon as you get hurt on the job, you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call 877 Payne Law. Put the number in your cell phone. Maybe you're going to have to give it to a coworker. And what a gift that'll be to give them the opportunity to recover the money that they deserve when they've been hurt on the job. 877 Payne Law is the number, and 877paynelaw.com is the website. There's even I was going to say, we definitely want to tell them about that because everybody wants to know, well, how much? Yeah. Tell them about the settlement calculator.
Well, if you go to the settlement calculator, there is, on every page, there's a settlement calculator button that you can click. And you click on that button and you can start filling out the information. That information is going to give me the information I need to give you an idea of what the settlement value is. That's so important. And that gives you some peace of mind that you don't have, doesn't cost anything. Please submit that so we can help.
And it gives you some hope for what you can expect to recover. Don't go away. We're going to talk about big mistakes, and it's very good information. We'll be right back, right here on Payne Law.
After a car accident, you're faced with many difficult decisions. How can you get the medical treatment or even surgery you need? 877 Payne Law can help. How can you pay your bills when you're too injured to work? 877 Payne Law can help. How can you get the settlement that you need and deserve? 877 Payne Law is the answer. I'm attorney Richard Griffin of the Griffin Law Firm. Call me right now at 877 Payne Law so I can talk to you personally and explain how we can make all the difference in your case.